Hello friends, welcome. In this video, let's learn how to use the data bars available under conditional formatting. Now, before applying that condition, first let us analyze this data, what we have in hand. So this table contains the marks of different students under different subjects. Okay, now let's see how to apply the data bar formatting in this table. So I have selected the entire data uh, under Home tab, Styles group. There is something called conditional formatting, and beneath that you have the data bars, and you can select either gradient fill or solid fill depending upon your choice. You can do that, and this is available in multiple colors. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm applying the first data bar on my table. So what is happening now is it is trying to insert a data bar within the cell to explain how much the value within the cell is equivalent to the bar. So it takes the highest value in the selected group. So in my selection, the highest value is 94. So, and if you look at the bar for this cell, the cell is completely filled with the bar. You don't see any white spaces, or you can't see the end of the bar, because this is my highest value within the selection. And if you look at the lowest value here, it is 3. And if you see the length of the bar, it is very small. So uh, it equates the value you have in this cell with the highest number, and accordingly it reduces the length of the bar. That's why for the lowest value you see a very small bar, and for the highest value you see a longer bar, and almost it fills the entire cell. Now if you if you look at this, we don't know exactly what is the condition Excel has applied here. And if you want to understand more about that, you can go to conditional formatting, data bars, and more rules. You can either click more rules, otherwise you can go to manage rules. Both will open the same window that you see here. And here you can see what condition you have applied on the table. It is a data bar, and uh, it explains the range you have applied. And just select this and double click, and uh, in this window you can see the condition it has applied. The type is automatic. Automatic meaning it will automatically select the minimum value, I mean the lowest value for the minimum condition, and highest value for the maximum condition. And if you want to change it, generally this is a marks. So the marks will start from either 0 and it ends with 100. So 0 being the minimum and 100 being the maximum. So if you want to apply that condition, you can change the type to number and use the value as 0, and change the maximum condition to a number and then change it as 100. Now, whatever value you type in the cell, it will consider if it is between these two number, and then it will apply the data bars. And here you can change the appearance, whether you want a solid fill or gradient fill. You can change the color, and you can change the border. If you don't want any border, you can select this, and you can give a different color for the border if you like to. And if you go to this option, negative value and access, here you can see some conditions are already filled in. So if your value goes negative, it will show the bar in red color. If you don't want that, if you want the same color for the positive bar to be applied, then you select the second option. And if you want the border to be shown in a different color, you can make use of these options. And for the axis, you have a choice. So depending upon the negative value and the lowest value and positive value, it can set the axis. Otherwise, you can select the midpoint of a cell as the axis. So that option is available here. When you click on cell midpoint, all the bars will get moved towards the midpoint of the cell, and then the bars will be shown within the cell. And if I don't want it, I can simply say automatic. So when you say automatic, it will start from the left hand side and it goes. And if there is a negative value only for that cell, it will show it. The bar will be shown little different. And here you can determine the direction of the bar, whether you want to show it from left hand side to right hand side, or you can show it from right hand side to the left hand side. So I have changed the condition and I'm going to apply it. Okay. So now you can see there is no cell which contains a fully grown bar which is equivalent to 100. Let me change the value to 100 in one of the cell. Yeah. So when I change the value to 100, you can see the bar has grown to the has grown and it has filled in the complete cell. And let us try to use some minus number and see how it is being shown. Okay, for minus, the bar is not coming up because the minimum value I have set is 0. So that's why even when I enter a minus, a negative number in the cell, it doesn't show me any bar for a negative number. It is because it is below the minimum value I have set. Now let me go back to the rule. Let me try to change the minimum value. Now let me say minus 20 for an example. I will say okay, okay. And now you can see it has shown a bar towards the other side of the axis. And that is in red color just to denote it is a negative value. Generally in marks, you can't see negative marks unless you have negative marking in the examination. Generally, the mark starts with 0 and it ends with 100. This is one way of applying the data bars. There are multiple ways how you can apply it. Now, when you apply like this, it is trying to analyze all the cells together and it is applying the condition. Whereas many times you don't want to analyze your data like this, especially in the given situation. So I will remove all the bars. Now, one way to analyze this data is I want to see how Sachin uh, has performed in all the exams. So I have selected the data for Sachin and I'm applying the data bar with blue color. And the second one, I'm selecting Dhoni and I'm applying the data bar with green color. Third, I'm selecting Kohli and I'm applying the data bar with red color. And for the fourth person, I'm using a different color. So by this way, we can have a better view of this data. So now I can see Ashwin has got the maximum marks in commerce. So that has the largest bar, and he got minimum marks in mathematics. So the length of the bar is small. So now I have applied six different conditions for six different people. If I select the data, uh, uh, if I change the data for one of the cell here, now it will not affect the other five conditions. Instead, it will affect only the condition I have applied for this group of cells, starting from I4 to L4. Let me change this. So now you can see only these four bars got changed and not the other ones. If I put it as 50, again, only the bars for the first student is getting affected and not the other one. So this is another way to analyze the same data. Now, the third alternative is you can apply the conditions vertically and see in commerce who got the maximum marks and who got the minimum marks, and in accountancy who got the maximum, who got the minimum. So that is another way of analyzing the same data. Let me clear the rules and apply the condition vertically. So now any change I make to this data, it will affect all the bars in this group. If I make it as 10, you can see it affects only this group and not the other three groups. And by this way, I can analyze who got the maximum marks in the subject commerce. It is Rohit, and the minimum, the lowest mark was obtained by Kohli. And in accountancy, Rohit got 93 and Kohli got 14. So by this way, too, you can analyze the same data. Uh, for analysis, it's all up to your creativity. You can analyze the data in multiple ways. What I have shown is just three different ways of analyzing the data. Uh, I'm pretty sure data bus is one of the most efficient way uh, in uh, in interpreting the data by using data bus. If you like this video, uh, please click on the like button and then share this video with your friends. Let's see other functions in the future videos. Thank you.